How are you?
It's a boy. He's a boy. His name is Benny. Sophia. Hey guys, welcome back. So you've seen our big reveal, and if you guys have been following me on Instagram, if not, I will put it right here on the screen. But we got a puppy. So his name is Benjamin, but we call him Benny, and he is the best little pup in the world. We rescued him. Well, we adopted him from a rescue shelter. You know, I wanted to get my girls a dog for a really long time, but there was always things that didn't work out. Like the back of our yard was not fenced in, and then the neighbor behind us decided to fence it in, so his side, so we ended up getting a fence, and I really didn't want to spend thousands of dollars on a dog, and yeah, it just was a lot of things playing against us. So I was been doing some research about kind of what breeds I wanted and stuff like that. Mind you, I've never really known too much. My mom does have a dog, but she ended up getting a dog right before I ended up moving out. It was kind of like the empty nest dog, you know? And so I wasn't really familiar with how to actually care for an animal or anything like that. I didn't know that they were going to be a lot of responsibility, obviously. And my girls are older now. The youngest is 4. So I kind of, you know, was ready to take care of a puppy. So I was doing some research, and I was looking at the local animal shelters, and I came across the Humane Society. They were having an adoption weekend, and they were waiving all the adoption fees. So me and my oldest daughter, the 2 little ones, they didn't know anything about this, just in case it didn't work out. And we took the drive. It was to a suburb outside the city, and we went ahead and went over there, and honestly, we did not have a good experience there at all. Aside from it, you know, being very overpopulated and stuff like that, we had found a puppy which wasn't a puppy, she was actually 5 years old, and it was like a miniature poodle, and we found her, and we really liked her. We took her outside, we played with her, she was, you know, pretty good. And on her crate, like the little thing they were keeping her in, said she was available for adoption. So I went up to the desk, and the guy who was helping us was great, and he's like, all right, fill these out, everything looks good, and then we'll get you like settled up. My daughter was ecstatic, my 14-year-old. She was like, hell yes, like she loved this dog. So I was like, all right. The guy was like, oh, okay, he had the puppy. He's like, this family wants to adopt. We thought her name was Princess. And the girl at the desk was an absolute horror. She was so rude. She was like, that's not Princess, that's Shiny or whatever. I can't remember what her name was. And the guy's like, no, like on the thing, he like went back there. He's like, look, this is her paperwork. And she's like, no, that dog's being held for an adoption event at Petco tomorrow, and she can't be adopted. I was like, okay. So she was talking to me, she's like, you can go look for one of the pit bulls if you wanted. And I was like, well, I don't really want like a big dog. And she's like, well, what's wrong with pit bulls? I was like, look, lady, that's like a lot of dog for me to handle right now. They had just broke up a dog fighting ring in that area. And I, you know, like I said, Rebecca is 4, and I was like, that's not what I'm looking for right now. I don't know the dog's history, you know what I mean? It was just a lot, and I was just not comfortable taking on that size of a dog. And I was like, all right, well, where is this dog gonna be at? And she's like, it's gonna be in a suburb called Broadview. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's like an hour away. I was like, okay, well, I guess. And Rhea's like started crying, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get the dog. I said, all right, well, I'll go out there tomorrow. And she's like, well, just so you know, because she's gonna be at this fair, you have to pay $500 for her. And I was like, well, you said it was, she's like, no, this is a really good puppy, and this is a full breed, and she's not gonna have any trouble being adopted. And that's like, she was just such a bitch about it. Like, I hate to say that, but it was, and I was like, well, I don't understand, like, this, what if nobody does adopt her? Like, I don't get it. Like, what if someone doesn't, and then what's gonna happen to this dog if nobody gets her? She'll get, and like, she was just going back and forth, so I was like, okay. So I like just left. Rhea was crying, like, it was a mess. So I left, and then I went to my mom's house, and I was talking to my mom, and my daughter was so upset, and I was like, look, I don't have this $500. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just felt like I opened up a can of worms. So my mom's like, let's just go look at a puppy store. And I was like, I don't really want, and my mom has no clue what dogs cost. So like, I just took her there just to prove a point, and they were like $2,000. And they were like puppy mill dogs. And I was like, Mom, look, these dogs have been in this cage. They probably have worms. Like, I don't really want to go this route, you know? And yeah, like, I just feel like there's other animals out there. So I was talking to one of the ladies who worked there, and she's like, there's a place called TLC in Homer Glen. Homer Glen is a suburb outside of Chicago. She's like, go check them out. So it was 3 o'clock. They closed at 4. So we like pedaled to the metal. We flew out there. And let me tell you, this was the nicest shelter I've ever been to. Each dog wasn't even in a cage. Benny was in a cage because he's smaller, but they have, for like the bigger dogs, you know how like, they like were in like little cement boxes, and then people would just take them out at the cruelty. This place, they were in like a big, like almost like, honestly, like a miniature, like a bathroom size, like kennel, I guess. And then they had an opening for them to go outside, so they were free to roam. They had in and outdoor use. They were just like, you could tell that these people were very compassionate about what they were doing. So we were walking around. I had looked at one dog, and this dog was just not a fit for us. He was just very, very hyper. He was biting me. He was barking. He was shedding a lot. And I was like, this dog was like, something was wrong with this dog. And he's sitting right here with me. So I was like, you know, this isn't the one. And some family had him like in a little room, and they were playing with him, and then they put him back, and I was like, look at this one, so cute. I don't even remember what the name was on his cage. And so I took him out, and he was just, I just loved him right away. He was just such a good, submissive little pup. Like, and he just wanted to be loved. You could just see, like, he belongs to us. He was meant to be with our family. So I talked to the guy, and I kind of was discussing like their whole mission, and I'm going to give you a little information about them. So basically, this is a family-run business. It's called TLC, Tender Loving Care, and this family, was started by a husband and wife, and now their kids help the mom and dad, and they take a weekly trip out to Kentucky, to a small county in Kentucky, and they go to kill shelters. And this, I guess in this county, it's a 98%. Like they kill basically 98% of the animals they get within the first month. Like, they have 30 days to either be adopted or found, or they are put to sleep. So right when they're like on the chopping block, these people swoop down and they grab them and they bring them back with them. And I thought that was amazing. So Benny came, and he was so I got Benny on a Saturday. He had just arrived on Thursday. He was scheduled to be put to sleep on a Monday. So Benny was they just literally saved Benny's life. And it makes me so sad. Like, I've never been like a huge advocate for puppies, or like I said, I wasn't raised around animals, but after seeing these people, and it wasn't only dogs, they had cats, they had like a guinea pig. I mean, they were saving anything. I just thought it was so great. And like, they were just so cool. Like, they were just like, I don't know, I really dig their whole vibe and everything. They were like all tatted up, and he's like, look, like, he was just so cool. I really, really liked the guy. His name was Dennis. So he was like, it's a $200 fee. He's like $175 is a donation. He's like, and then after you get him neutered, you come back and you can get him chipped. So I was like, okay. When we got Benny did have kennel cough, so they did not give him any of his vaccines at this point. They just dewormed him. And they're like, give him, he was on it for a few days. He's like, I'm gonna send you with some meds for him. He's like, finish up the medication. He's like, come back in a week and I'll give him his vaccines. And he's like, I just got a grant. They work on grants basically. And he's like, and I can give him the Bordetella, which is the kennel cough. He's like, but I wanna make sure that he's been on these medications for X amount of time. So I said, okay, I'll come back. And like, it's so crazy to me, like how these people do this. Like they go down and, you know, it's not a hop, skip, and a jump, and they save these pups and they love them. Like they walk around, they feed them, they play with them. There was this little old lady who comes in every week and she like plays with the pups. Like it's truly amazing. They do have a Facebook. Me and Ray are actually on their Facebook when we got Ben, and they put out the puppies that they, you know, are going to go down and get, and the puppies that are up for adoption. There was one, I think she was a lab or a hound, I don't know, but she was skin and bone, she was abused, and she had a litter of puppies. And they're like, we're not going to separate them, you know, they need to be with their mom, she needs to thrive. And like, I mean, there was all types of dogs, from pits to German shepherds to chows to puppies. I mean, any and every size, and I honestly wanted to take every single one of them home. So like I said, they do work off of grants and stuff, and then the donation that you get from purchasing a pup. If you guys are in our area or maybe in the surrounding states and you guys were interested, I highly recommend going to see them, because they're basically staying alive off of people just taking care of these dogs and the random grants that they get for the meds and stuff. So I mean, I've never, like I said, I've never been like adopt, don't shop or anything like that, but it was such an eye-opening experience for me, and I could not imagine somebody putting this little puppy to sleep, because he's such a great dog. Let me show you my Benny. Benjamin, come here, Benny. This is Benny. Say hi, Benny. Look at Benny. Benny is a spaniel mix. We're not entirely sure on what he is. He's 4.5 months old, and he's been so good. Say hi, Benny. Say hi. Right, Benny? He's mama's boy. He's very submissive. He's really, really good with his sisters, and the girls absolutely love him. We've had him for a full week, a little bit over a week and a few days. Today is Tuesday, so we got him a week ago Saturday, and he's only had one accident in the house, and that was more or less Rhea, because Rhea didn't know, we didn't know his signs, so that wasn't really anybody, we just didn't know. But he's been going to the bathroom outside. He really doesn't bark. He's just a really good dog. He loves all of us, and you know, he's just really great. You're just a good puppy, right, Benny? You're just a good puppies. Yeah. The girls, every day, I thought they would have worn out with him yet, but no, they wake up every day and they're like, my puppy, and they love him. They love taking him on walks. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do when it gets you know, really cold outside here, but it's okay. I've been taking the brunt of the responsibility, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with taking care of my little Benny, right? And I've literally became that dog mom where obviously you can hear how I talk to him. But his size, they say spaniel mix. I know you can do like DNA tests and stuff like that. I'm not doing all that stuff. But did your tooth fall out, Ben? No, it's just a seed. He's 4.5 months old. I have to get him neutered, and then I have to get him chipped. But we're working on it. I had went to a couple places, and they said that in the state of Illinois, I know in a lot of states they do all that stuff for free. Here they don't. It actually costs a pretty penny. So it's like a couple $100. So we working on it, Benny. That's gonna be your Christmas present. Gonna get you the good old snip snip from Santa. But he is a Cubs fan. Yes, indeed. Little Ben, right? But yeah, he's really good. He, like I said, he barks a little bit, like he sees his reflection in some stuff and then he'll bark. But he stays off the furniture. You really just have to tell him no once or twice and he's good. And yeah, so he's just really been a great dog. When people say dogs are a lot of work, or puppies, I didn't really think that was real until I had one, because it's literally like having an infant and toddler rolled into one, because you don't know like, how, Ben? You don't know like their like signals, like what their sniff means. I mean, I'm learning now, but legit, I was waking up at like 2 in the morning taking him outside because I just didn't know. But we are crate training him. You can see his crate right back there. He goes in there for bed, so we're kind of on a routine, you know. Someone's always home with Benny, so the longest he's ever in his crate is at night when he's sleeping. I do give him, like, I read on the internet and stuff, Benny, you're hurting me, buddy. He's like teething big time, and he's like biting the heck out of me. Ben, here. He came with a little blanket, so he likes to play with it. but I'm like learning. So they say like you're supposed to like kind of give them like a timeout phase, and sometimes the girls can be a lot. So if they're like screaming and, you know, chasing him, and I could tell like he's getting like aggravated by it, I'll go ahead and I'll be like, all right, Ben, go to your, I don't ever punish him with his crate, because they said don't ever use crate as a form of punishment. So I'll tell him, okay, Benny, go to your bedroom. And sometimes I leave it open, and if he wants to just go in there and chill out, he's always able to do that. So he really enjoys it. He is, you know, pretty much going outside. He'll make the signals he'll go by the door and start circling it. So that's always really good. And, you know, I'm learning with what foods you're supposed to give and not give. It really is, it is really hard. Like last Wednesday with me working and stuff like that, Leo had to watch him, and I was like, I sent him like a big old schedule. I was like, this is Benny's schedule. But he's, you know, he's a really good pup, and I'm really, 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 really happy we got him. I wouldn't change him for the world. I definitely think that I picked a good time in my life to do so, because it's not fair to him for me to bring him from being cooped up in a cage to bring him to my house and keep him cooped up in a cage. I don't yell at him. I don't like hit him or anything. I don't do that to my own kid, so I'm not going to do it to my puppy. You know, they said just to be stern, and, you know, if they start nipping, to like kind of yelp out, because they'll know that that means it hurts. So yeah, any puppy advice is always welcome, because it's a learning curve. They said that this like kind of nibbling stuff will go away once he gets his adult teeth, but he doesn't really, he just nibbles on like his toys. Like I'll redirect him. They say to redirect him, and he's okay. But yeah, so I wanted to introduce you to my pup, and I really wanted to address the shelter that we found. I really think they're really great. Even if you guys have a Facebook, you can go ahead and follow them on there. And, you know, I don't know. I don't think they do like GoFundMe's or anything like that. I'll leave all their information if you wanted to call. But it's really great. And if they ever watch this video, I think the world of you guys and exactly what you were doing. And thank you for bringing my puppy up to me, because was the missing link in our family, and we love him. Right, Benny? Right, Benny? You like being here with us? Right? You good puppy. You good boy. So, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap this video up, because Benny's getting crazy. But thank you so much for watching. And, you know, I know people like designer dogs, unless you have a specific thing. Like, you know, I know people who have husbands who hunt, and they need a hunting dog. So for those things, I understand. But, you know, if you're just looking to get a pup just to be a lap dog, hit up these shelters, because, you know, they need a chance. They need a chance, and, you know, you would never know that what you were missing until they were in your home and you guys were loving on them. Right, Benny? Never know. They would never know. But all right, guys, if you are new, ow, he just bit my butt. If you guys are new here, I would love for you guys to stick around. You'll be seeing a lot of this pup in future videos, because he's a part of the family. He's a part of the family, and I'm goofy. But yeah, I would love for you guys to stick around and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. I know this is a little different, but hey, we all need a little Benny in our lives. Say all right, tell them bye. Say bye, see you later. Bye, guys.
Middle of the road, it's just a feeling of a distant melody unknown. I was too